Namo Myoho Renge Kyo. Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Seriously, thank you for your practice. I wanted to talk a little bit. I got another email. This is such a common thread. There's how to practice Buddhism, let alone Nichiren's doctrine of Buddhism, of Shakyamuni's Buddhism. Yes, I mean it's hard enough in the din of misinformation to just get that across, right? We just finished reading Nichiren's own words. He didn't invent this thing that he's calling Gohonzon, this thing that he's calling the attainment in the mind, right? Nichiren reminds us when we chant, the only thing we should be motivated by, not even thinking, because thinking is illusory. The motivation should be Buddha. To be Buddha, to be in Buddha, to be ruled by Buddha-ness. Single-mindedly, right? These are Nichiren's words. So why? This is stepped on constantly, right? We just recently spoke again, and so many times I've talked about earthly desires, our enlightenment, are not about stuff. Oh, but we're well trained, aren't we? Yeah, if I just get enough stuff, I'll be. It's when you take that apart, it's really ridiculous. But we're taught from very early ages, right? We have special dates for people to make money off of us. We call them, whatever holiday. Oh, buy gifts. Give people things. Things are so important. Shakyamuni understood this. And I want you to consider when Shakyamuni says it, when Nichiren says it, Tendai, whatever scholar, when you hear the words parent, teacher, and sovereign, right? You hear those three a lot. Please understand, that's you. See, our cultures, our religions, our societies of the world, they're big, huge groups of people, and there are those who somehow find their position as whatever, hierarchical, and see it as their domain to control, put mechanisms in society of control. We can debate all of that and what the purpose of it is, from Foucault to Descartes to I can't remember the economist's name, to Marx, to whatever. Big discussions, right? But that's my point. Buddhism isn't about that. But a lot of groups and organizations, sects, and so forth, they use that rhetoric because it's convenient. As societies have evolved over many centuries, the mechanisms of self-surveillance, right? Of avarice, of magical thinking, if you're good, all of that. And that's what these groups take advantage of. Just this is a wishing jewel. Wish for what you want. There's only one want you should have in Buddhism: Buddha-ness. Everything else is samsara. It's the very thing that Buddhism wants to disconnect from. Because that's not life. That's the grand illusion. That's what keeps us hooked in to make money for others. When will we realize this? We're being led around by the nose by organizations who have become masters at that magic trick. You've heard me talk about teaching before and how I have a problem with the dynamic, the charisma behind that word. We think of teachers as being other. And I use myself as an example. Am I teaching you anything right now? Most would say, yeah. But I want you to realize for yourself that I'm sharing as much honesty. The only way I can maintain dignity is to be honest about my true insights, feelings, perceptions. Not because I am right. I'm not an authority. But I am somebody who's deeply experienced, and by sharing that experience, my hope, my wanting to be a good friend, hope that you hear my words and my sincerity, that it comes through, that you might, in your mind, assemble those thoughts, those shared experiences, those insights, and perceive for yourself whether it sounds true, useful, or confusing, or useless. So who's doing the teaching? Isn't that you? And what guides your self-teaching? When you eat too much, you know you've eaten too much. But who in you is telling you that you've eaten too much? Is it your body going, rah? Or is that signal to your mind, your emergent mind, thinking, oh, I'm such an idiot. I ate way past when I was full. Isn't that you being your own parent? Isn't it? And when you finally decide, after you've done that too many times, I need to get this under control, and you become more aware of what you're shoving into your mouth, isn't that the sovereign? Isn't it? We need to stop externalizing all of the controls we have for ourselves. That's what all these religions and groups and cults and corporations, that's what they prey on. P-R-E-Y. And we become mechanisms for them to profit. And profit isn't just money, it's control, it's power, it's all of it. Which is the very greed, anger, and stupidity that Shakyamuni told us about. And we're living in the midst of it, my friends. It's everywhere, including our own minds, right? Because if it weren't there, it wouldn't exist anywhere. Clue. A lot of us, including myself, got wrapped up in organizations because, you know what, it just feels good to have people around you. And we call them friends, but they're really not. I know that may hurt some of you, and I'm not saying any of this to cause you pain. This is a wake-up call. You are the parent, teacher, and sovereign. You are the only mind that can reach enlightenment for yourself. This is why Shakyamuni has designed Buddhism that it is an individual, singular practice. If you can find others who are on that same mission, then you can profit from studying together your own singular path. That is a Sangha. Nobody can hand you Buddha. Nobody can teach you Buddha. All we can do is be good friends by supporting each other's determined seeking Buddha. And be damned all that other rhetoric and baloney. We don't wish for things. We don't worship. We manifest. Right now, Namo Myo Renge Kyo. Doesn't require anyone else. As Shakyamuni again. Study. Why study? Because you need to teach yourself, guide your own individual path, and don't stop until you reach Buddhahood. You won't get it by accruing stuff. That's the opposite of Buddhahood. And yet, right? It's very upsetting to me, obviously, as we read here, as I've done, over 1,000 videos on Buddhism, probably over 1,000 just on Nichiren's words, and over and over again, single-mindedly seek Buddha. Over and over and over and over again. It's an individual practice. Good friends are people who support your seeking Buddha. That's it. And so many, maybe all of our Sangha have somehow come by way of these other organizations that just, once the faux friendships work themselves out and the program obviates, it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. It's not fulfilling because it isn't Buddhism. It's the same old, same old. And the fact that they put the banner of Nichiren's name on it to somehow, or even Buddhism. And Nichiren tells you, tells me, emulate me. Emulate the way I'm practicing. Will anyone question me on half of Nichiren's letters being about how heinous these other schools of Buddhism are, enemies of the Buddhist teachings? Enemies of Shakyamuni, enemies of the Buddha? How many ways do we need to hear it? Because why? Because they've manipulated the very teachings of liberations to command power, profit, position, glory. Again, comes back to the very simple statement. And I understand it's much easier to go with a group. You don't have to be as responsible, do you? Oh, I said it out loud. Buddhism is an individual practice. And I remind you again, you are the teacher, the parent, and the sovereign. Of what? Of this body? No. Of your mind. Where is that mind? Is it an organ in you? Where's that Gohonzon mind? Right? Nichiren tells us it ain't outside of you. It's not in that Butsudan. It's not that scroll. That's the Mandala. The Gohonzon, the portal of enlightenment. It's your teacher, parent, and sovereign. That's the only place to find it. You should be elated because now you don't have to depend on anybody else. A good friend. Hopefully I can be that for you in moments of need where your confidence is waning, where you might need a little jolt. Oh yeah. But you can do it for yourself. This is a resource amongst many. But it's on you, my friend. It's on you. Your earthly desire is to use this samsaric apparatus of a physical universe and self to transcend this and experience the Buddha mind, the mind, the Buddha, the Gohonzon awakening, yes? Right? You can't be handed that. You can't buy it. You can't borrow it. You can't burn it. Because it's in the mind. And Nichiren tells us, never seek this Gohonzon outside yourself. How much more plain could he make it? And we're reading all about that in this assemblage of Goshos. I didn't invent it, right? I may have to edit the words, and it's not until I share with you that I see how some of the words maybe aren't clear, so I'll endeavor to clear them up. But I don't want to change what Nichiren said. I just want to clear up the translations that want you to mollify, become part of the sheep, cattle, whatever you want to call it. You are an individual. You have Buddha innate in every cell of your body. All you need to do is express it. I can't do that for you. But I sure as hell am going to do everything I can to encourage you to do it for yourself. And it doesn't come with stuff. Another way to look at it is it comes with the universe. Right? What is Buddha-ness? But the complete understanding moment to moment of life. The totality of it. You don't get that from Toys R Us. You don't get it from Tesla or anything else. Those are all fun to play with, but they're not about enlightenment. I mean, please, am I not making sense here? So let's work together. Get rid of the nonsense. Just focus on Buddha. I know you can do it. It's kind of a constant. We live in super distracting times, right? I know you can do it. Namo Myo Renge Kyo. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It helps inch up our possibility of ending up in the in searches. But I mean, we're just coming up to 1,300 subscribers. And I know some of you are just watching and not subscribing, but most of you are subscribing. That's just so helpful in a bodhisattva effort to make this resource more available, right? As well as the threefoldlotus.com, the bookstore, the ebooks, all of that comes through this portal of finding out. So it's our bodhisattva work, isn't it? Part of it, anyway. So I deeply appreciate your doing that. Okay? In the meantime, please take care of your health, because that samsaric entity apparatus that you are is your precious and only opportunity to manifest Buddhahood. Savor it. Savor your practice. Don't rush it. Just be committed to it. Right? Namu Myoho Renge Kyo now. Thanks again. I'll continue with Nichiren on Mandala and Gohonzon. We're about to finish this book, and then we're going to start on Nichiren and karma, a great big subject that I've already answered in many ways. There's videos about it on this channel. There's documents on threefoldlotus.com. But I've selected a few choice Go shows where Nichiren and the translations of Nichiren kind of show all sorts of different aspects of karma. So we'll have fun dancing with karma. And kind of looking forward to that as we close this book. And Nichiren on Karma will be available as an ebook, just as this is available on threefoldlotus.com. It's also available on Lulu proper, both the book and the ebook. I'm still vacillating on how much I should do that or not do that, or should I keep Lulu as just the print and then on Threefold Lotus just the ebooks. I'm certainly putting the ebooks that I think are essential on threefoldlotus.com. So if you have input on that, please email me or put it in the comments. Thank you very much. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.